ADHD and trauma wounds. ADHD really messes with somebody and their trauma, and it gets to the point where we have trouble healing our trauma wounds, and instead it will actually start triggering stuff for us. When it comes to ADHD, we struggle with what's called rejection sensory dysphoria. We already struggle with shame naturally as somebody with ADHD. It's part of our core things of ADHD, of how we mentally struggle. Not fitting in, feeling that we did something wrong, not being liked, all of this. Well, guess what? Now when it comes to trauma, we have just ways that we cannot heal these wounds by ourselves. We can't address it. We can't have positive almost reinforcement where we do need therapy. Now, the problem with this is again, we will then feed into these traumas and use them as core beliefs with our rejection sensory dysphoria. So our trauma will actually create it where we self-sabotage more. We will actually have more worse internal thinking. We will isolate more. We will communicate breakdown. That's why it becomes very toxic with people when trauma hits and they are ADHD, because that communication, everything breaks down and it becomes somebody else that you're not familiar with. You're like, who are you when trauma is triggered? Because they go back to these core beliefs that they have grown up with and they struggle with. And again, I share from personal experience. I've dealt with a lot of trauma in my life. And when it comes to getting diagnosed, I was diagnosed ADD at 13, re-diagnosed ADHD at 17. No one ever shared this with me. And even at that age, I did have some childhood trauma I didn't even know about. But later on in life, it massively impacted me. And one of the biggest things is healing that. Working through EMDR therapy can help. Lived experience can help. There's a lot that can really help when it comes to healing this trauma. So definitely reach out if you're ADHD, because meds alone aren't going to cure your trauma.